and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Correct Me If I'm Wrong. That's it.
That was the greatest intro yet.
Again, we're here with Mesa, Nene, Devin, and Stephanie in the hizzy. Yeah. Anyways, so today we're talking about the everyone zone that everyone loves, the friend zone.
Everyone loves the friend zone.
Mm-hmm. So, we're going to ask first the relationship guru himself.
I'm the love guru.
Mesa Lou.
Yes.
Mesa Lou, have you ever friend zoned anybody, or have you been friend zoned?
Yes.
First, explain what the friend zone is, though.
Okay, so friend zone is the zone that nobody wants to be in. First of all. That's the zone that you get put in and you claw and you try to get yourself out of. You get donned the brother or best friend or something like that now makes you unapproachable as
As a male.
as a male. You are now just rejected, basically. So, have I been friend zoned and have I friend zoned? Yes, to both of those. I have friend zoned and I have been friend zoned. And neither of them feel that good, honestly. Even when you friend zone someone, you still feel kind of bad about it. Like, you're like, dang, like, you know, I'm just not that quite into you. Like, we're cool and we're friends, but like, I feel bad because I know you're into me. And I'm sorry that I just don't see you like that. And then vice versa. Like, you feel pretty bad about, like, you're like, man, I really like this girl. And she's like, you're like a good friend. That sucks.
How'd that situation go for you? The one that when you got friend zoned?
So I've gotten out of the friend zone and I have stayed in the friend zone. And neither one of them normally turn out good. Even the ones I've gotten out of, because sometimes it feels a little forced, right? Where, like, they kind of like, oh, I'll give you a shot. And then it doesn't feel, you're like, oh, man, this doesn't feel right, right? But a lot of times I feel like relationships start as friends, you know, and I think a lot of times you put people in these categories too soon before giving anybody a real shot, and I think that can really ruin opportunities for people. But again, the friend zone isn't something that I'm a huge fan of. Personally.
I don't think anybody is, buddy.
What about you, Devin? Have you friend zoned or been friend zoned?
I have been friend zoned. And we're going to leave it at that.
How'd that go? What was said? How's that moment did you know you were friend zoned before it verbally came out? Like, did you get the hint? Like, were you like, oh man, you know what? I might be in the friend zone.
Oh,
or did you just go in there like, hey baby, let me tell you, I'm Devin. And it just didn't work out.
No, I started to realize it whenever, how did I start to realize she doesn't talk to you that much anymore? It's kind of like you had these great conversations and like they start dwindling down to just like, oh, hey, that's cool, whatever. And then she's talking to somebody else. So it's really she doesn't talk to you that much. Also, again, like Mesa said, oh, you're just such a great friend, Devin. You're just such a great friend. I could just tell you anything. It's kind of like, what?
Like, red flags.
That's right. So is there a difference between the friend zone and just losing the battle? Like I pictured the friend zone like kind of opposite of what you said. Like we're actually talking and there's actually a sort of relationship there, which would be a friendship, right? Rather than, you know, the conversations dwindle. The conversations dwindling, if I were in a situation, just seems like I'm losing the battle and like it's just a battle I lost, not necessarily I'm in the friend zone. So do you think there's a difference between losing the battle and there being a friend zone, or am I the only one that thinks there's a difference?
No, I can see your point for sure. I think that maybe you get friend zoned because you didn't take advantage of the opportunity you had, right? Mm-hmm. They saw you as a little bit more. You hung out a couple times and you didn't perform. You know what I mean? You didn't like you didn't sell yourself well enough.
You didn't step up.
You
didn't step up.
You didn't give her a reason.
You
to
let
like
her
you.
like you let her talk about other guys. Like, you didn't show
Dominance.
Weren't
assertive.
When she might have been into you.
I don't even think it has to do with that sometimes. I think just you realize sometimes when you're hanging out with somebody, like, man, like maybe we're just not that well together. Like, this isn't going that well. I do like talking to you, but I don't really see you in a romantic way.
You mean like I'm just not that into you.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, today's sponsor. I think something. I'm just kidding. That's what makes it hard, is because like again, like I think if I go out on a date with somebody and I don't click with them, I don't put them in the friend zone. I'm like, okay, I don't click with you. Like, you know,
He's not friends with them.
yeah, like I don't throw you in the friend zone. It's just like we weren't like in a relationship. That's why I guess like to me like the friend zone is like, hey, like we've been talking for a while, and like people would think that we're in a relationship because we talk, we hang out, we're close, and maybe the feelings never got discussed. And now I come up to you, and now you're like, oh, I just saw you as a friend this whole time, rather than we dated or like went out on dates and it just didn't click. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's the difference that I see. Like, you know, there's that friends that we're friends, like, and I'm building this relationship, and I think everything's going good. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this is revolving around some. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I thought we were just friends, rather than the other explanation of, yeah, we went out a couple times, things were awkward, and it just never really worked out. You know what I mean?
And I think it can go both ways because I think that some people it went awkward or like it didn't you didn't click, but like they still like talking to each other. Maybe not about certain things like in a romantic way or feeling like they can see themselves being romantic with that person. But they still like having them around, still like talking to them. That's something that some people do. I think girls do that more than guys do. Right? They like having that person to talk to, that person to go to when things are rough and they need someone to talk to. I think that's something that girls do too. So.
And the friend zone can attack. They're waiting for you to get vulnerable.
That is true.
This is my time to shine.
No, I could definitely see that being a thing, actually.
Yep.
Yes.
I think like friend zone sometimes is not a curse. I had a time that I had a guy that I was into, and I was there like, oh my god, this time is gonna be the time, finally. And I got friend zone, and I think we became the best friends. And we since then, I think like we tried to be a little bit more than friends, and it didn't work. But we still have the chemistry and everything to be like cool friends, and we honest with each other and mess around with each other, but like in a good way. No, don't take it in a wrong way. But like I think like it developed something better for me in my point of view. I think like if we were a couple, probably we didn't work out and we will be done.
Yeah, you wouldn't talk anymore.
Yeah, and I think I'd rather him to be my friend than be my couple.
Okay.
It's the fact that if they did go out, it would just be horrible. She
Yeah.
would lose a great friend. And then one of them didn't feel the same way, and now they're like the best of friends. And also, what was it now? You said they're just not that into you. I think one of the things is like if you put that effort to try to hang out with somebody and they don't really want to, I think that's when you have to set the fact that they're not into you. Then you are, I think, friend zone.
Yeah, and I don't think sometimes it's even about hanging out because sometimes they will hang out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they will hang out with you. They'll go do stuff with you.
But as in like on a date or something.
Yeah, like
sometimes they'll even
you know
do
what I mean?
that. But I think it's a little more when you start to kind of test the waters a little bit. When you start to say certain things and like try to flirt, and they like laugh it off or like, you know, say something else about it to kind of change the subject. That's when you kind of start to realize, okay, maybe, you know, this isn't going where I thought it was going.
Well, I think if we go out on a date, you're sending me completely wrong vibes because that's why I don't. I think if you go out on a date, you haven't technically friend zoned them yet. Like you're still up in the air, or maybe you're still like you're seesawing here. Like, do I see them here? You're testing the waters. But like if you're clarifying these things as dates and you're 10 dates in, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just saw you as a friend these past few dates. I'd be like, what?
You're dating at that point.
Well, I think like you said for one of the past episodes, like how some girls use guys for
those dates.
For those dates.
Yeah.
Like they use that friend as for.
I don't think that's friend zone. I think that's a girl gold digging there.
Yeah.
We're throwing all kinds of terminology in here, but I don't think that you're friend zone. I think you're being used. You should not have a friend like that either.
Yeah, right. Well, because they're not friends.
Yeah, you're definitely not even in the friend zone. You're just being completely used.
So I have friend zone guys. Normally they got friend zoned because I was getting into a relationship. Like that something's gonna happen serious. So you're just my friend. Sorry, like that's it.
Can you turn that around? Can you get out of the friend zone? Like let's say you've been in the friend zone for a year now. When is the turning point where I can still make a U-turn and get out of that?
What? Oh, like can you flip it?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been friends.
Uh-huh. We've been friends. It's been clarified that we're in the friend zone.
Oh,
We
can it
know
change and go
Yes.
into a relationship?
Uh-huh.
Yes. I think, yeah, I definitely think like if you hang out and they're persistent enough, you can get into a relationship. Yes. Of course.
Persistent enough.
Yes, it's all about persistence.
Well, persistent maybe will sound more like pushing too much.
Yeah.
I think if you're pushing too much, instead of bringing it to the relationship, you will get a police. And you will,
I guess like if you're
stopping.
or like if you're showing me who you are. I wasn't that into you, but you're showing me who you are and I like you now. Like, yeah, I fell in love.
I can see that more than the persistence, because the persistence is me to things
Yeah, they're
like, hey, you
just
want to
like,
go out
hey,
tonight?
like-
No, I see his friend. Okay, tomorrow. Hey, you want to go out tonight? No. Hey, you want to go out tonight? I could see like the whole like
they would be
you're
like, hey, you
evolved.
want to go hang out? Hey, you want
Yes.
to do this?
You've
Hey, you want
seen
to do
them
this?
in a different light.
Yeah, and you fall. You slowly could fall. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I feel like it could happen for female more. I would think.
I mean, I think,
Yeah.
I think
I think it'd happen
change
either
it,
way.
right?
Either
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
What
sure.
do you mean by female more?
I don't know. I just.
Like
Like
don't
the
know if they
opposite
were-
of
yeah,
female?
no, I'm talking about
That's
like
what you mean.
But
like
the
if they
guys
were
are
in the
saying-
friend zone or if the guy was in like, do you know what I mean?
The guys are saying no. You could go either way.
Yeah, it can go
you
either
could
way.
fall in love.
It doesn't look like a desperate female. Because you're going to be like, hey, what do you
Yeah.
think about coming
Does it not change that?
hang out?
What do you mean?
You know, for a girl to be like, hey, so you want to go hang out? Like,
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Oh,
this girl.
man.
I'm
Like,
tired
hey.
of her. I don't want to
So
deal
what's
with
super
her.
funny is I wouldn't have thought of that before, but I think probably for me it would. Like if I've
There you
already
go.
kind of like brushed you kind of to the side and clarified some things, and you're a little persistent, I would be like, oh, this girl's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I could definitely see that. That would probably push me away. Yeah, your persistence. You would probably want to be a little more mysterious, like be a little,
Yeah.
take a little bit more step back, and
It's definitely a thin line to walk there. Like
Yeah.
you have to keep your balance there. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? So if I've given you I'm not that quite into you, but you're still pretty persistent. Yeah, I can see how that'd be annoying. But I mean, maybe if you kind of like you said, stay mysterious. I think that's a good way to word it, right? Because like you're still kind of there. We're still talking every once in a while, and you at least have my attention somehow.
yeah,
My mind can change probably based off again seeing you in a different light, maybe.
yeah, it would definitely just be an over time thing. Like,
Yeah.
and even then, I don't know. I don't know if that could change in the friend zone. So like, there's this. So okay, so we go with what you're saying, right? It's over time, and we're talking. We're getting closer and closer. But if I saw you as a friend, I don't know how much I'd change that viewpoint. You know, maybe if there was a gap in between, like we're close, and now something happened, right? Like, and I go months without seeing you or talking to you. Like life happens, right? And then we see each other again, and the connection happens again because we were friends. And now I'm in a different position in my life. You're in a different position in your life, and then at that point things happen. I could see that, but I don't know if I saw you every single day and there was clarification that we're friends, not every day obviously, but there's clarification that we're friends, how much I'd be able to adjust that thinking.
Okay, so there's hope. Like around 5 years, 6 years. Sounds about
That's all you
right.
gotta
Yes.
hang on for?
Yes.
Any girl there who's interested? 5 years.
I see you 5 years
Be
from now.
patient.
Wait.
Just be patient.